Like, dog, like, what is this guy talking about, man?
Bro, his feelings are hurt.
He
like no one mentioned Future in the Big
hurts
Three.
feelings. Future doesn't get hurt.
Kendrick goes on this track and says, "Fuck the Big Three, it's just Big Me," and no one ever thought to check on Future's feelings.
Welcome back to another episode of Distracted. I am your host, Jag, alongside...
Me, I am Gugs.
And Gugs, man, I came across some shit on IG. I don't know how I feel about it, but I want to get your thoughts. So, Apple Music has named Kendrick Lamar the rapper of 2024. I don't know how I feel about this. What are your thoughts? Let's see what you have to say, and then I'll go from there.
Who else?
See, I knew you were gonna say some shit like that, man. Listen, Kendrick is dope, but I'm not gonna say Drake. Like, I get it, Drake. I mean, I can't call Drake the album or the rapper of the year. But
that's my point. Who else?
Like, see, I look at it in the sense of how many albums has Kendrick dropped? What did he drop in 2024 that made him rapper of the year? Like, he came out Not Like Us, and
Which
he did
was,
the Drake diss.
Like, mind you, the biggest song of the year.
I know, but it's awful. Like, I don't think one song should make rapper of the year. Like, I think it should go off projects. Like, look at Future. He dropped 3 fucking albums, man. And, like, some of them went number 1. Like, that should be a huge fucking thing.
Yeah,
for
fair
you.
enough. Fair enough.
Right? Like, that should be huge. That, like, Future dropped 3. He's not even in the running. Mind you, Drake, like, I'm not even saying Drake. Cole dropped an album. That was a pretty dope album.
I think part of it is marketable and pop culture popularity. I don't want to say Future isn't pop culture, but I mean, is Future really for everybody?
Okay, so that's fine. Of course Kendrick's marketable. If you think about it, at the end of the day, Kendrick's the halftime show artist. Who runs the halftime? Apple. Who benefits from this? Kendrick is the rapper of the year. He got nominated for a bunch of Grammys. He won a bunch of awards at the BET Awards. And now he's a halftime artist. I personally think this is more... Let's face it. We covered this in one of our past episodes. As far as in my opinion, Apple has some questionable taste in their lists for artists.
I agree. I mean, you know what? You make a good point. I can't argue that they're obviously gonna pump Kendrick. They're gonna pump the halftime show.
They gain a lot from this.
They have everything to gain.
They gain a lot. And then, you know what? So we talked about Not Like Us, right? We get it. Fine. Kendrick's the rapper of the year. But then I also came across something else. And we're talking about Not Like Us and these other albums and all this stuff that started off with Future from their album. At the end of the day, you were telling me about some shit that recently popped off with Future and Metro.
Yeah, so apparently Future and Metro, they just did an interview for GQ magazine, and when asked about the whole situation, starting with Like That, Future said he was unaware of what was going on.
Oh my god, man. Talk about backtracking, man. Like, talk about popping your whip in reverse and back up, hold the phone, beep, beep, beep. Like, come on, man.
Why don't you read the excerpt of Future explaining?
So here's a couple of things that he said. There was a beef? I didn't even know there was a beef. I didn't even know they had nothing going on. I ain't never participated in rap battles, man. Dog, come on. Then he goes on to say, I guess Future talking about Kendrick, he said Big 3 on my song. I'm supposed to be the one who gets mad. I'm still confused about that. Nobody cares about what I think. Future, dog. Like,
Isn't that crazy? He's playing a victim role.
bro, that's the biggest
He made an
victimized part
album
ever.
called "We Don't Trust You"
Oh man.
and made jabs at Drake throughout, and now he's
It's
playing
like
the
some
victim
elementary
role.
stuff, man. It's some elementary stuff. Nobody cares about what I think. That's what was so messed up about this shit, to the point where I'm so a player that I ain't even said anything to the public about how I feel about it. Like, why is everybody mad when he was talking about me on my song? So y'all just forgot about me. I ain't part of this big three. I'm nobody on my song, man. If I didn't get mad, nobody should have gotten mad. If I would have been really mad about it and I made something out of it, then someone else could be like, oh, I can make something. Man, this. Sorry, I'll finish it. Oh, I can make something else about it. Like, dog, like, what is this guy talking about, man?
Bro, his feelings are hurt.
He
Like no one mentioned Future in the big
hurts
three.
feelings. Future doesn't get hurt.
Kendrick goes on this track and says, "Fuck the big three, it's just Big Me," and no one ever thought to check on Future's feelings.
Okay, well,
Come
so he
on.
said he's not done.
We're all guilty of that.
He's not done.
We should have all been more sensitive to Future.
But like, I just fucked your bitch in some Gucci flip flop. Like, come on, man. This guy's he's man. Okay, so let's get this straight. I just talked about him fucking a bitch in Gucci flip flops. Future also claims and talks about the beef with Drake. So I'll go on. Me and Drake, we had a personal issue, and for the record, not over no girl or nothing silly like that. It was a personal issue that really hurt me and disappointed me. But if you all take the rap entertainment out of it, it's like have you ever been real cool with somebody and y'all fell out over something? It happens every day. It's just regular-ish. This just happens to have an audience. It keeps going, and I mean, you just got to look it up. Metro also says some stuff. Now, and here's what Metro says, because Metro, he's really, Now, I did have a moment online which I do regret. I should have been stronger than that. That was out of character for me. But at a certain point, it's like, I don't rap, bro, so you're going to just shit on me in all of these songs. I'm not going to get in the booth, so I'm finna tweet at you. Man,
I mean,
oh man.
at least we know that Future confirmed there is a beef. We don't know why, but we know it's not over a girl.
So he says. We'll
That's
never really
all
know
we
the
know.
truth. But even,
I mean, poor guy, he was unaware. He didn't know.
he
that.
was
Like,
unaware.
He doesn't even
Drake
entertain
didn't know,
beefs.
or sorry, Future didn't know, man. Pluto had no idea. Pluto was so isolated in the space that he had no idea. Poor guy, man. Poor Pluto. Shit, man. I'm gonna get that on a shirt. Poor Pluto.
I like how Metro just like went both ways. He's just like, I regret what I did, but I had no other option. I don't rap. I had to tweet.
Man, that's I can't even just. Everybody in that diss is backtracked except for Kendrick.
As if they did not double down and drop
with the
We
second
Still
album.
Don't
With the
Trust
second
You.
album.
But I don't know, man. Yeah, the whole interview is something's funny to me. Like, I don't know if they're trolling. Like, what else could it be?
We went from this era in rap beef, like that was just crazy, off the chains, off the rails, like everything was nuts, man. Like diss track, we don't trust you, blah blah blah. And now it's all like, oh well, no one asked me how I felt, and this guy's like, well, I don't go in the booth, and even Kanye shouted out Drake recently at like one of his concerts in Asia somewhere.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, like it just everybody just like, I don't know. In that time, it was a cool thing to do, and now it's like, oh, we actually need you, Drake. We need you to sort of come back, and like even Cole in his last song was like, pretty much explaining himself on why he did what he did with Drake.
Yeah,
like, you're still my homie.
Port Antonio.
Right?
Yeah.
Like it's like everybody's like, and Drake's still blowing up. He's still doing numbers. He's still hitting records. Spotify this. It's crazy to me, man. It's like everybody still needs Drake.
I mean, it's who really came out like way bigger than they were after this. Like
Kendrick
Rocky
is the
still
only
hasn't
guy.
dropped.
Kendrick is the only guy that benefited from this.
Yeah, Kendrick's doing huge numbers.
Metro and Future, they did that tour, flopped. Kanye, well, Kanye is Kanye. Rick Ross, I mean, he's just doing whatever. He didn't really change. Mustard did that thing at Tyler the Creator
Camp Vlog Night.
Yeah. Where he did the Crew Love and then he cut it. That was pretty sick though. I will give him that. He started playing Crew Love, then he went Psych, and he started playing the Future and Kendrick song. What's it even called?
Like that?
Yeah, I like that. Like, so I still don't appreciate Mustard, because I saw some shit too where it's like Kendrick didn't repost Mustard's album, and Mustard's album didn't do numbers, and I feel like he's the one guy that's still sort of fuck Drake, but it's like no one's really following suit anymore. Now it's sort of like, okay, man, we get it.
Maybe it was real personal to him. Who knows?
Yeah, I doubt that, man. We've mentioned also some other artists, some artists that have also been partnered up with Drake in the past, and some of them are wanting to call the beef over. And talking about that, we're mentioning Thug and Lil Baby and Travis.
Yeah, so with some new music coming out, Lil Baby dropped two new singles.
Dropped two.
What did you think of them?
I didn't give him a full listen, man. The thing, you know, like, Lil Baby's a dope artist, don't get me wrong, but it's always sort of the same recipe, and I don't know if I can't fully, like, there's so much other music I need to get through that I just get like taken back, and I'm like, well, I'll get to these ones eventually. Like, I got other shit to do, you know. But I don't know. I mean, they're alright, they're good, but
I thought, like, yeah, I can have mixed feelings. Sometimes I listen to it, I'm like, oh, this is dope, and then I'll listen to it another time and I'll be like, I kind of don't even know what he's saying. Sometimes it just kind of sounds like his other shit, but I don't know. I think maybe it depends what mood I'm in, what I'm doing, given the right setting.
That's true.
But also, Baby was spotted in the studio with Travis Scott and Young Thug working on new music.
Yeah, that's hopefully it's good, man, because Thug is, I'm always excited for Thug. So I never used to like Thug as much as I do as the last few years. I really started messing with this, like, you know, I really fuck with his style. Like, I think it's dope. I think it's one of those things, like, you don't know what you have till it's gone. So when he was locked up, I sort of missed that Thug feature. When he was out, I didn't really, like, you know, I think you get what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, fair enough.
But yeah, I'm excited. Hopefully it's some dope shit, because I think it would be solid to see Drake and Thug and all these guys get back together, because that was like the pinnacle of music. Like, everybody was making good ass music. Then,
well, if we are to believe Young Thug's Twitter, or his ex, then, you know, Thug wants everything to be back to normal again.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, I'm excited. Hopefully some good stuff. Talking about new music, I've always been a fan of this guy. Excuse me. I've always been a fan of this guy. Corday, he dropped an album, Crossroads, and it's a pretty solid album, man. Like, I don't know if you heard the whole thing yet, but
I haven't listened to all of it, but I don't know. I've never really been like a big Corday fan.
Yeah.
But I started listening to the album because you told me to, and well, I'll let you review it first.
Yeah, there's something about Corday, man. Like, he has like an old soul. He raps like you know, like he's that 90s style. Like, he's dope with his lyrics. I will give him that. But so back to the album, he dropped Crossroads, and you know what? The intro is literally Bone Thugs and Harmony Crossroads,
yeah.
Right? Like, sampled. The second I heard that, I was hooked. Like, hook, line, sinker. Like, I like reel it in. I was hooked on that album right off the bat. Fun fact, I did not know this until this album, because he actually dedicates the first song to his mom.
Oh,
and yes. So his mom is Jennifer Dunstan. She is actually a singer herself who tried out for American Idol, and get this, making the band. And she was actually on Making the Band with Diddy. So it runs in the blood, man. It runs in the blood, and it's sick because, like, that first song, he ends it pretty much with saying, "Mom, like, I'm pretty much fulfilling your dreams. Like, I got you." And I was like, right then, like, all this shit just hits. But the good thing about this kid is he makes some bangers, man. My favorite song of that album is the one with Juicy J. And I feel like Juicy J, for all of you guys that don't know, Juicy J is critical to the rap game, man. Like, coming up, Juicy J was it.
He's a legend.
Project Pat, Juicy J, like 3-6 Mafia, Paul, like all these guys, man. Like, the samples that you hear about a lot of shit now is from 3-6.
Yeah.
And
People
so-
sample. People take their flows.
Yeah,
everything.
yeah. That's why it's so nostalgic to hear like Juicy J on the track. I was like, oh shit, here we go again. You know what I mean? So that was a dope song. And he has a lot of samples that are like from back in the day, like really old soul. He has another one. Actually, on the Juicy J one, he has this one line, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna rub people the wrong way. Well, some celebrities, but he literally says, "You'll never see me partying with Michael Rubin." And
Yeah,
I'm
I heard
like,
that one, yeah.
that's a jab at a lot of people in the industry, man. Like, that's a shot.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
a shot for sure. And then he also has songs with like Kanye West.
Yeah, that one was dope. I like that Kanye West one.
Yeah.
It gave me like old Kanye vibes, and I always like
yeah.
that.
Kanye, he has 2 songs with Wayne. He's got a song with not Party Next Door, sorry, Ty Dolla Sign.
Yeah, and that one they
It
sampled
samples
"Killing Me Softly."
Killing Me Softly,
Yeah,
right?
That's,
So it's
that's
like
a really good song.
It's
yeah.
it's if you haven't checked it out, I would strongly suggest it. It right now, I would say it's my top rotation, hands down. My number one listen for the week, and probably longer, because I know last week we said Tyler the Creator should be, or people are talking about album of the year. I get it, he has his own fan base, but I will say that as of right now, listening to 2024, just for the pure skill set, I would say this could be a potential album of the year. He won't get it. I already know that the system just won't let him get it, but I personally think it should be in the running. Sticking to the topic of new music,
Yeah.
a lot of people are coming out, man. We got the legendary Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg. Well, Snoop Dogg produced by Dr. Dre, but Dre's featured on some songs.
yeah, I'm sure. It
And
will be.
like I saw it online. They started doing some snippets at like some not festival, but it was like some
It was like a party or something, right?
it was some kind of shit.
I don't know.
But
It
they were
just looked like some get together. I couldn't tell what it was.
Yeah. They were sampling some of the songs. I was like, damn. They were like spitting back and forth like how they used to be. I'm really interested to see how Dre produces on this. Like,
Yeah.
what angle is he gonna take?
Yeah, I know. I want to know, like, but judging by the sounds of it, it's kind of cool. It still gives you like the older vibes, but a little bit updated. Like it sounds. I'll reserve judgment. I still want to see how it turns out, but
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be a good project.
I will say this. I don't think it will ever be the next episodes and still doing. Like, I think
don't
that's
think
just
it's gonna
too.
do numbers or
we'll never
anything
get that.
like that. But it's gonna
Yeah.
be like if
This
you're a
is more
fan
for
of
his-
them,
Yeah.
I think you'll like it.
That's exactly. This is more for his like diehards. Like, you know, like I will listen to it just for the sole fact of it being Snoop and Dre. Like, Snoop's dropped a lot of projects in the past where I've sort of been like, this is like I could have done without. But I'm excited for that one. Another one I'm excited for is Ice fucking Cube.
Yeah,
Ice
man.
Cube is dropping another album called Man Down. And, you know, we were talking, we had this idea in our head where it's like, you know, it was pretty much, I think, after Rich Homie Quan died, that we're like, everybody always gives people their flowers when they're gone. We need to start giving flowers when you're still here. We need to give you your props while you're around to enjoy your props. You know what I mean? So we've come up with a new segment. We really want to start giving you your flowers when you're still here, to fucking really just hone in on them and accept them. And I think our first one is Ice Cube. We want to give Ice Cube his flowers.
Yeah, man. Like Ice Cube, he's already dropped 2 singles coming off his new album.
I think there's 3 on there, isn't there?
Is there 3?
I
I know
saw
he dropped
3 on
So
Spotify.
Sensitive and It's My Ego.
Yeah.
I haven't
There's
heard the
another one
third.
too. Yeah.
Yeah,
We'll
but,
look into it.
Man, they both sound dope, and yeah, it just really made me like go back and just remember how dope Cube was. Like,
Cube is
and still is.
legendary, man.
Like you gotta think like he's almost been in the game 40 years now.
40
That's crazy.
years, man.
Think about it, like mid 80s, like mid to late 80s.
He had his
right?
hand in NWA. He had his hand in like some of the biggest.
Yeah,
songs.
that's the thing. Like he co-founded NWA, right? He was a part of it.
Yeah.
And not only that, he wrote most of it. 'cause
I was
he wrote
gonna-
his own parts.
that's
he
what I
wrote
was gonna
easy
say,
parts,
like,
some of Dre's.
I was gonna say, do you think it's safe to say without Ice Cube there would be no NWA?
I
or
think
at
it's
least
safe
how
to
big
say
it was.
that, Yeah,
Right? Like he was pivotal.
I think
He
you
was
needed
pivotal.
all of them. Like,
Easy.
But-
He pretty much single-handedly wrote Eazy-E's songs.
and how legendary was all that stuff, right?
Oh,
like
dude, like man. And the thing is, like,
F the police, all that, man.
he got better as he went on.
Yeah.
You know, like some guys, they just sort of like stagnant and they just sort of stay. Like he
And that's the
adapted,
thing,
man.
Yeah, man. Like after that, he dropped America's Most Wanted, his
Huge
first solo.
album.
That was sick. Just the track itself, America's Most Wanted, was sick. And then it was really dope. He dropped Kill at Will, Jacking for Beats. Like that was so dope. It's like he's just freestyling over all these different beats on the same track. Like it was just so unique, especially for back then, man. And then when he dropped Death Certificate, like, man, that one of the greatest, if not the greatest diss track ever. No Vaseline was on that.
Man. I like No Vaseline, Hit 'Em Up. I still think those are some of the greatest things.
As soon as you hear, God damn, I'm glad y'all said it all.
Like,
like he's
even
about
the
to
beat,
go
man.
in.
The beat, like the beats he used to pick were so like sick.
Good.
They were so dope.
And like My Summer Vacation, that's such a dope song too. What a dope story. And that was kind of cool how it came up recently, like on Drink Champs. It created that whole viral argument on the internet when they were talking about like who's the better storyteller, Ice Cube or B.I.G.
Oh yeah,
I'm just glad that Ice Cube got his props and like people were just recognizing him. That was really cool, man. And then when he dropped Predator, it was a good day. Classic.
Oh, that was just huge.
Man.
I still word for word can tell you that whole song.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, Mama cooked the breakfast, no hug. Like it's that is the one song. If it comes on, you're singing along.
Just even that, like, just woke up in the morning, gotta thank
God. Yeah.
Like as soon as you hear that, it's just like, how many songs does Ice Cube have like that?
Catch me on the court
right
in the
away,
trouble,
right? You're
fucked
just
around,
you're
caught a triple double. Like it's a feel good song. It's a summer song.
And then,
you
like,
have to hear it.
I could go on and on talking about Ice Cube songs, like,
that's music. That's not even like the movies.
Oh yeah. I'm getting there.
Right,
because like you can still go, like you can talk about Pushing Weight, Hello, Until We Rich. You can do it.
Until We Rich.
Remember, even when he had like Go to Church with Lil Jon, he's been through different eras.
Yeah. Oh yeah, man. That's for sure.
Right, and then not even to mention, like I haven't even mentioned West Side Connection yet. How dope was West Side Connection?
Yeah, man.
And remember when they did that run when they went on tour, the Up in Smoke tour?
Yeah.
Which brought us maybe one of the most iconic C-Walks ever. But Dub C.
People still, till this day,
like
Dub C, all this shit, like it's crazy, man. The West Side Connection.
How much legendary stuff has he been a part of? And even his soundtracks, when he has songs like We Be Clubbing.
Oh man.
And Friday,
you can do it, put your ass into it.
And Friday came from the movie Friday. Like, how dope is that?
Like, oh my, I'm getting riled just hearing you say these names. I'm just like, oh shit, man. Like,
he's got a catalog.
Yeah, man.
And not to mention, like, man, never mind Friday. Like, as good as Friday was, the song and the movie, which went on to become its own franchise.
Like
when he acted as Doughboy in Boys in the Hood.
Oh my god.
Like, he was one of the first hip hop artists to pioneer the whole, like, going into acting route.
Yeah.
Right?
It was cool, man. It was cool to see this guy. It was like, oh, we know this guy. Like, and he I don't know. He's dope, man.
Man, there's so many good actors in those movies too, right? Like Cuba Gooding Jr. And then when he was in Friday, it was Chris Tucker was in there. He's done a lot of stuff, man.
Next Friday, Friday after next.
Yeah.
And next Friday was dope.
Yeah, so good, man. So, and then it's crazy how he jumped from doing that to Are We There Yet?
You know, fun fact, Are We There was filmed in Vancouver.
It was?
The whole movie. Everything, like local.
I did not know that.
Yeah, the whole thing, like going to Squamish, going like Vancouver, like everything, straight in the hood. It's crazy. I was dumbfounded when I found that out.
But that's cool because, the Are We There Yet? Then remember he did 21 Jump Street?
He was solid in 21 Jump Street.
So good.
Man.
He really, like, even when he raps, even when he does interviews today, like, he still scares me. Like, the way he's so intimidating, the way he acts in 21 Jump Street.
Yeah. He 21. There was another Ride Along.
Yeah, Ride Along with Kevin Hart.
Ride Along like 2.
Even remember Barbershop?
Oh, Barbershop's one of my favorites. Too. Calvin.
Yeah, that was dope so too. Good. And it's crazy that it all comes full circle. Like he produced Straight Outta Compton, the movie.
Yeah.
Like how good was that? That was nominated for awards. Like
And it's crazy that he put his son in there, and his son looks just like him too.
Yeah.
Man. So talk about like, and then even he has Big Three,
And the Big
basketball
Three,
league.
yeah,
Like he's,
yeah, man.
and you know, so one thing I've noticed about Cube, I was actually watching some things about him, and he's one of those guys that like he's never changed. You know what I mean? He's been with his wife for over 30 years. He hasn't been involved in any scandals. Like he's true to who he is as an artist, as a human being. He actually, I came across this thing recently. He turned down $9 million to be in a movie because he didn't want the COVID shot. Like he was like, yo, like I'm sticking to my principle. That's who I am. Like I don't sway from my shit.
And even the stuff he rapped about, like he's still
that
like,
guy.
Yeah, you look at the stuff he was rapping back then, like he still preaches the same thing.
Yeah,
he just
yeah,
talks real, like just real stuff, man. Like everything he says.
Crazy.
And even
man.
on his one of his newer songs, he goes, "I was Kendrick before Kendrick,"
Yeah,
which kind of ties back into the beginning of our episode.
Yeah, which is it's nuts, man. Like
It's nuts, man. He
and
was like the
this
original
is-
good kid in the Mad City.
this is the tip of the iceberg. Like we're not even, you know, if we really started going deeper and deeper and deeper, like we could technically have a whole episode on him
More
and
than
his
one episode. Like,
influence
he was,
on
like, legend,
on rap
legend.
and gangster rap and NWA and Dre and Eazy-E and how much he's really done for the community and who he just is, man. Like
Yeah.
Ice Cube's that guy that just hasn't changed, you know. Ice Cube just fucking Ice motherfucking Cube. I actually read that he legally changed his name to Ice Cube. Some shit like that. I gotta fact check that one.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, I gotta fact check it, but I will get back to that one. But it's crazy. At the end of the day, Ice Cube, you're a legend. You deserve your flowers while you're around, and it is what it is, man. You're pivotal part of rap. That's all I can really say about that. You know, like rap, entertainment, all that. So this brings us to our next segment, which is game time, and I got a question for you here, homie. I'm just gonna get a little ready here. Don't look at the screen. So this is another one that we've been wanting to play for a bit. You can look at the screen whenever you want. Like it's not really, doesn't matter for you anymore. So I'm gonna do the talking on this one, or the question asking. Pretty much, it's three's a crowd. I don't know why I always do that voice. I'll do it one more time because I'm gonna get right into it right after I say it. So, bring it to you live is three's a crowd. So, I want to ask you, or I'm gonna tell you an artist, and that artist is J. Cole. Okay, I'm gonna give you 3 songs. You're gonna love 2 and cut 1 forever. So, number 1, No Role Models. Number 2, Middle Child. And 3, Love Yours. Which 2 do you keep and which 1 do you cut? And this guy's a diehard J. Cole fan too, guys. Let's not forget that. This guy is like J. Cole's his guy.
It makes sense because J. Cole, he just dropped that documentary series.
Yeah.
And we'll get into that next episode.
Don't.
But you know what? If I had to drop one,
Those are hard ones because those are all crucial songs.
I think I'll drop my favorite one of the 3 is No Role Models.
Okay.
So if I had to drop one, I'm not dropping that. I'm probably gonna drop Love Yours.
Oh man! Wow. It's a tough question because all 3 are amazing.
They're
amazing
really
songs.
good songs. Yeah.
But Love Yours, when that song comes on, something happens, man. Like you feel a type of way. But that was Three's a Crowd, and tune in to us next week for another episode. I think it's a wrap.
No such thing as a life that's better than yours.
And there you have it.
Peace.
Boom.